What's happening, YouTube? It's your boy Sp-aide, and we're back with another one. Today we are going to talk about. It's another one on my list of things to talk about with you guys. I finally came up with a name for the list. This is the name of the list: things all adults need to know / what your daddy should have told you. Your daddy or your mama should have told you. This is the stuff that they should have told you. But I know a lot of y'all didn't have a mommy and daddy, so I'm not saying I'm your daddy, but I'm your parent right now. All right, I'm the one with the keys. So yeah, accept it. I don't care, honestly. All right, so today it's only gonna cover one. Well, I may cover two. Well, maybe three. We'll see how it goes. But right now, the main one right now is this: you are free to do as you please. Quit saying being in a relationship and upholding the integrity of the relationship is taking your freedom. If you want to be a hoe, be a hoe. Nobody gonna stop you. But if that's the case, stay single. Stop trying to have your cake and eat of too, aka be in a relationship yet behaving like you're single. It is your choice to be in a relationship, and you know what it takes to have a functioning one. Okay? So let's break that down, because that was a lot. Let's be real. All right, let me get this right, because all right. So let's see here. Let's do this first part. Let's see. You are free to do as you please. You have free will in this life, guys. No one can make you do anything. Nothing. You choose to go to work at that job that you chose to apply for because you chose that route to make money. That's a life. All right? You have free will, bro. Woman, man, person, you have free will, bro. Okay? Can we clarify that? Quit saying being in a relationship and upholding the integrity of the relationship is taking your freedom. Now, is your job taking your freedom? No. Is your college or university taking your freedom? No, probably not. No. Are your habits bad or good taking your freedom? No, probably not. So how is upholding a relationship after you get into a relationship taking your freedom? Can someone explain to me? Explain to me, bro. Break it down. Break it down for me. You guys got it. Y'all the ones out here saying it, right? Y'all make it make sense for me. Type it down. Put it somewhere. Make another video. Make that make sense for me, because you can't. That's why you won't find a video on that making sense, because it doesn't. You see what I'm saying? A relationship that you chose to be in, and you know what it takes to uphold a relationship. You know it takes respect, and you know it takes loyalty. But yet you want to have your freedom? What does that even mean? What are you even talking about? What are you talking about? Explain. What does that do? Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? Does that make any sense? What? At that point, conversation's over. At that point, we're done here. I don't know what to do with that. What do you do with that? I want to be in a relationship, but I want to maintain my freedom. I don't think you've ever really been in a relationship. Sounds like you've been in bullshit. Yeah, you've been in some BS. That don't sound like a relationship. That sounds like slavery. You was a slave. You was a sexual slave, or like an emotional slave, or a financial slave. That's what you was. You wasn't in a relationship. You thought you was. You was getting manipulated into thinking you was in a relationship. Really, you was just a slave. You was getting used. And now you're going into the world thinking that this is how relationships operate. And now you're just a slave. You're just a slave to your own desires now. That's horrible. Maybe I'm going to. I don't went a little too deep. I'm sorry. I went a little too deep, bro. That was a little too deep. But that's how it is. Nothing I said was false. If you want to be a hoe, be a hoe. No one gonna stop you. But if that's the case, stay single. If your freedom that you claiming that you're losing from you choosing to be in a relationship with a person that you're choosing to be in a relationship with, right? It's like, bro, I can't even wrap my brain around how are you saying this and agreeing to it? Like, yeah, you know what? That's base. No, that's not base. That's retarded. And I don't mean autistic, so don't sit over here and be like, don't say that, you're talking. No, when I say retarded, I mean it's backwards. It's retarded. That's some retard. It's backwards. That's like perverted. It's a perverted way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? You're literally perverting relationships. You're perverting the intimacy in a relationship. Because everybody that's saying that stuff, vice versa, if it was vice versa, y'all would not like that. If you was in a relationship and that person you was in a relationship with started showing more attention to people outside the relationship, I don't care how open your relationship is, you're going to feel some type of way. You're human. You can't hide that. You have emotions. You can't hide that. You may hide it on the surface, but you have a heart. It beats. What, am I going to cut your chest open and a bunch of smog come out? You feel me? I'm just saying, bro. Stop playing. Stop trying to have your cake and eat it too, aka be in a relationship yet behaving like you're single. You're a child still. You need to grow up. You need to grow up. For sure. For sure. Because that precisely is the point of the relationship, of choosing the person to be with. It's to be like, I have the option to go out here and explore all these other peoples and other stuff like that. But I know that my time is much better spent here with this person, building whatever we're doing over here, versus just frivolously giving out myself to everybody and ultimately coming up with nothing. Because that's what it ends with. Nothing, bro. Nothing. You end up with the balloon challenge. I ain't never seen not one person on that balloon challenge who was healed, healthy, happy. All them people broken, got trauma, got all kinds of nonsense in their head. Do you hear what they be saying? Bro, I know y'all be hearing what they be saying on these shows, man. I know y'all be hearing this, bro. This is why I make videos, bro. Don't ever question why I'm on here doing this, bro. It's stupid stuff like that. Y'all want to pay attention to that stupid stuff on the internet? I bet. But I'm going to balance it with what I make, because I'm sorry, bro. I can't contribute to that, bro. I refuse to play devil's advocate in this game. I refuse. I don't want pennies, bro. You can keep those pennies, bro. I got plenty of pennies, bro. It is your choice to be in a relationship, and you know what it takes to have a functioning one. And what it takes to have a functioning one is to have a person who loves and respects themselves with another person who loves and respects themselves come together and they love and respect themselves. You see what I'm saying? But how do you have self-respect if you're in a relationship actively acting like you're not? That's not self-respect. That's not respect, because everything, the way you treat your spouse is how you, regardless of if you think it's intentional or not, the way that you treat other people is how you see yourselves. So in other words, the way that you treat your spouse and the spouse that you choose, that is a reflection of you. So every woman that wants to sit here and be like, oh, it takes two to tango, it does, but it's mainly you. And it goes the same for any man that wants to point the finger. It's mainly you, especially since you want to point the finger at everybody but yourself. You see what I'm saying? So it's always the man's fault. It's always their fault, but you the common denominator in every instance. Interesting. Very interesting. You guys know what it takes to have a functioning, healthy relationship. You know what it takes to be a functioning, healthy, thinking human being. It's that simple. None of y'all are doing anything to do anything, period. Y'all ain't doing nothing. I don't care who you are. You could be famous. You could be unknown. Bro, y'all ain't doing squat. Y'all ain't did anything. Y'all ain't said nothing. All these albums and nobody said anything. All y'all have just been egoing all over the place. It's like pollution. You got to look at the air that you put out, that hot air. You know when they say your head's full of hot air? When you speak, you letting out all this hot air, and the hot air is coming straight from your ego. Now we got all this hot-ass ego breath in the atmosphere. It's just all wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just all wrong. And, like, this is a part of it. Like, we need to bring back being healthy and cool. And bring back, goddamn, a self-respect. You know what I'm saying? Like carrying yourself like a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like, bring back that. Like, put yourself back on the pedestal. Like, it don't matter what your past is. I don't care. I don't care what your job is, what your job was, what you used to do for money, whatever. I don't care. It don't matter. Just be a better person at the end of the day. And then half of this stuff wouldn't even be an issue, but we want to sit here and cry like, oh, ain't no good men, ain't no good women. Well, ain't no good people then, because what are y'all doing? We're on the internet complaining about each other. I'm not complaining. I'm just speaking facts. But not a lot of people are doing what I do. A lot of people are on here talking emotions, talking ideas, talking opinions, talking thought forms. They're not talking actual action being applied in real time. I am. I'm giving y'all, you can go back through some old stuff, bro. I have changed dramatically because I do what I talk about. You see what I'm saying? Like, I actually do this stuff. I don't just be sitting here like regurgitating what somebody else said out of a book. I'll read, but I don't even read like that for real. Like, especially not a lot of self-help stuff. But I think that's really all I got for that one. We do got a little bit of time, so I guess I'll cover these other ones real fast. So there's only 2 more. But they all kind of go back into what I just said about, because that was a lot, because I know I said a lot. I talked about the perversion of the relationships and all that stuff. Because you got to look at it like, bro, at the end of the day, when you look past all this perverted energy and perverted thought forms, right? In these dumb thought forms, it really starts to become black and white. You really start to see and be able to pinpoint exactly what is evil. Like, objectively, this is bad. Like, because there is objective bad and objective good. It lives in tandem with subjective bad and subjective good. You see what I'm saying? Because so in order for a subjective version to exist, an absolute version has to exist. So there has to be absolute good, which you would consider the source of good, and absolute evil, which you would consider the source of evil or darkness, however you want to look at it, right? And then it comes together, and then it creates, all this stuff. Yin and yang. There has to be a yin and yang. There has to be a source of each. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, once you start to get rid of all that perverted thought forms and stuff, it starts to get real black and white, and it starts to make a lot more sense. Now, let me get on this one. Those expectations, this is crazy. Those expectations you have built up for your spouse that you haven't met yet, the imaginary person you create in your head, right? 1, they aren't real. That person does not exist. And they probably not going to exist, at least not in the form that you created in your head. Ooh, we finna get it in. 2, and it isn't fair for your possible soulmate. So let's go back to 1, right? You create this. Let me tell you, there's a difference between creating a image of and using that as the idea for manifestation, right? What does that mean? So it's like you create the idea of what your spouse might look like, act like, talk like, think like, love like, stuff like that, right? And imagine it deeply, like get the feelings and like, you know what I mean? how it feels, how the presence feels around you and stuff like that. Um, and use that for manifestation. Now, what these people do, what we do, what we're taught to do is this. Oh, they have to have these likes and they have to have this and make this amount of money. And that's not really, you know what I'm saying? That's not really the how you manifest. It could be. It could be. But you have to be that first. You see what I'm saying? So, like, if you want to manifest a man that has a lot of money, you can't be in poverty energy. And I'm not saying you have to have a lot of money, but poverty is a mindset. It's a lifestyle, like, that you choose to live. Like, you choose to live in lack. And that starts in the mind. When you live in abundance, I'm telling you, when you live in abundance, you'll just be finding stuff. You don't even need money because money is just one form of currency. Abundance comes in many shapes and forms. And there's been several times where I just been out and about and finding the craziest stuff. The craziest stuff. I can't even put everything into, like, bro, I found untouched food. I found money, bro. I found, man, I can't even tell you everything I found, bro. I found a plethora of DVDs, bro. At a point where I didn't have any internet and all I had was basic TV. So I was like, bro, I just got blessed with like seasons of TV shows and goddamn DVDs, and it's crazy. It's really crazy, bro. When you live and think in abundance, that's how it operates. Now, when you live and think in poverty, in lack mindset, that's what you get. You get more lack. And that's exactly why that type of mindset of, let me create this mythical person, let me create this sim of a ideal person in my head, and let me just sit and pray and not do any work on myself and see if that comes in. You have to fit that bill first, because would it be fair for God to bless you, but you not be a blessing in return to that person? Would that be fair? Why would he do that to the other person just to bless you, and you didn't even do any work to earn it? All you did was pray. You see? So it's not saying that that way can't work, but from my experience, it's not gonna manifest exactly like that, bro. It's not gonna manifest exactly like that. And the second part of this is gonna be why it isn't fair for your possible soulmates to build these expectations. Why is it not why is it not fair for your possible soulmates? Because some of us were put. This is a piece, right? This is not for everybody, but this is for a lot of you. I'm telling you, this is for a lot of you. There's people out there. There's people out there that need to learn lessons. Learning lessons is how we break curses, right? Generational curses. What are some big generational curses that we always see? The biggest one is racism, right? Race, this. You feel me? The construct. Yes, it's a mental construct. Yes, you guys should know this by now. There is no such thing as race. It's not real. It's not a real thing. It's blood type and skin type. The type of your phenotype of your skin, right? You know what I'm saying? And your blood type. That's it. There is no black Mexican. There is no Mexican gene, black gene, white gene, Asian gene. That's not how it works. So, how does this relate to what I just said? There's a lot of people out there that are racist who I freaking guarantee you, right? A lot of y'all's life loves is a totally different race and culture. I promise you. All you black girls that are like, I only date black men. I bet you got a white husband. I bet you. I almost want to put money on it. You got a white soulmate. Just for that reason. God said, oh, word? You think so? Bet. Boom. Because you can't play God. You can't play God. God is going to see, oh, okay, this needs to be eradicated. This way of thinking is toxic. That needs to be eradicated. You see what I'm saying? That's why it isn't fair to your possible soulmates. You don't have to stop at race. You could look at the money situation. What if your spouse is broke right now, bro? What if he is broke? What if she is broke? But that's your spouse. That's your soulmate. That's not your twin flame. This is your soulmate. This is your most compatible person in this walking existence. In this flesh, this is the most compatible person for you that you will ever meet. And you gonna pass that up because they ain't got money? Or they don't make as much as you? Or they make more than you and you're competitive and that irritates you? Man or woman? Like, dude, grow up. Grow up. Grow up. And that's what this is all about. This is all about growing up. We're all growing up together. We're all esoteric children. Some of us are just a little older. Some of us have to go through certain things that other people didn't go through. And now we're able to share our experience and spread that knowledge so you don't have to go through that. Or if you are going through something like that, this knowledge can help you, aid you. Let it help you in real time, enhance your life. For the free 99. And it's free. I'm not charging nothing. There's no paywall. This is free. I'm just throwing y'all money. I guess this is a good one to wrap it on. I don't know if I said this in the last one, though, but it's worth reiterating. Using red pill tactics to acquire women is predatory. I said it. It's creepy. You're a creep. You're a creep. You're weird. You got to do little mind games. You got to play little mind games to get women. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. What is easier? Putting yourself on a pedestal or putting women on a pedestal so much that you got to go to people like Andrew Tate and go look at red pill content to figure out how to become masculine enough to acquire a bunch of women who at the end of the day still don't even like you for who you are. They just like you for what you provide. You see, it's a weird little, it's like Uno reversed the simp. It's like he's still a simp, but he think he not. You see what I'm saying? It's weird. It's like Uno reversed it on y'all. Because they not following what they say. Andrew Tate ain't following what he say. Are you for real right now? This man ain't following what he say. Man, listen, bro. None of these fools is following what they say. They just be talking, bro. They all talk from a place of unhealed wounds. Do you understand what I'm saying? They still talking from that little dude that got shoved in the locker. They still talking from the place of that dude that got stood up at prom. The dude who couldn't even get a date for prom. That's where they talk. You know where I'm talking from? The man that stands before you right here, right now. I ain't worried about none of that. I ain't worried about the past, bro. I ain't worried about none of that. I don't care. Man, I don't care, bro. Man, listen, my mission on earth goes far beyond caring so much about what other person has done to me in the past. Keep it all the way real with you. I'm on here doing this. You think I ever thought I'd be on here doing this, bro? No, bro, not in a billion, trillion years. But here I am. Why? Because it's a part of why I came here. I'm not only here to look good for you and to entertain you, bro. Don't care. I don't care. I'm here to give God knowledge and to move on. And if you don't understand that, get out of here, bro. You in the way. You just in the way. Get out the way.